Greetings. This is the Bravado channel. Our hill is about to break loose. Senior Hezbollah leader has been killed yesterday. Our hill is about to break loose. Take shelter, okay? We ask Benjamin Netanyahu to pause fighting. Now it is spilled over into Lebanon. All right? It's like a three-pronged war, okay? Israel, Lebanon, and Egypt. All right? As in territory for Egypt. Okay? All right. Without further ado, watch, learn, and remember, stay away from large crowds because Hezbollah is going to take action. All right? Don't go to concerts, outdoor parties, gatherings of masses. Do not do it. They're gonna take vengeance. Because once a hungry lion is full, he lay down in the shade, and rest. No, not Benjamin Netanyahu. He just keep eating and eating. Gluttony, 7 deadly sins. All right, without further ado, hold a minute. Here we go.
The Hezbollah terror group now confirming its longtime leader, Hassan Nasrallah, is dead. Nasrallah, also one of the terrorist organization's founders, killed in a targeted Israeli strike in Lebanon that happened just yesterday. The Israeli military saying Nasrallah was with Hezbollah leadership at the organization's headquarters when that precision strike was carried out. Hezbollah now put out a statement saying Nasrallah, quote, has joined his fellow martyrs, but also vowing to, quote, continue the holy war against the enemy and in support of Palestine. We also heard from Iran's supreme leader urging Muslims via social media today to rise up against Israel. A lot to discuss right now, so I do want to bring in a guest. We do have Major Jerome Spielman, a spokesperson for the Israel Defense Forces, joining us live to discuss the strike and, of course, the aftermath. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us here and discuss all of this.
Thank you for having me, Josh.
Of course. Well, first off, can you break down what you're able to tell me about that precision strike that took place in Lebanon?
Sure. Late yesterday evening, the IDF sent a fighter squadron towards Dahia. Dahia is a word that most of you have learned over the last week. It is essentially a residential neighborhood just outside of Beirut. It's kind of the southern area of Beirut where Hezbollah leadership have essentially been hiding inside of bunkers and planning attacks on Israelis and on American civilians over the last 30 years. And essentially what we have here is the IDF fighter jets struck those command and control centers. You had Hezbollah in that area, and it was confirmed just a few minutes ago by Hezbollah that, in fact, Hassan Nasrallah, the architect of evil, who's led that organization, who was really brought up in that organization, who has the blood of countless Israelis and Americans. Again, pre 9/11, Josh, Hezbollah had claimed more American lives than any other terror organization, and he was eliminated in that strike.
We do know that that is the word, of course, from the IDF. We've also heard it from Hezbollah. Is there any concern based on the situation here that unfolded? I know there's probably a lot of undercover classified information, but is there any question as to whether Nasrallah might actually be alive, or is it 100% he is dead?
Well, there was confirmation on the Israeli side, and then as soon as Hezbollah reconfirmed that information, it's I think we can take it as close to 100%. It's not in Hezbollah's interest to admit that their archetype of evil has been killed. You could hear the comments you said earlier from Iran, causing Iranians to rise up against Israelis. But what's very, very upsetting about this, Hezbollah continues to strike just behind me, in the air behind me. Not that long ago, there was an interception. So we have dealt Hezbollah a major, major blow to the command and control leadership, to their weapon silos. But they are really dedicated to evil, dedicated to the destruction of the state of Israel and Western values. And we know that we still have a long road ahead of us, Josh.
Will the offensive there still continue over in Beirut and Lebanon? Because again, we do have Nasrallah eliminated, but is there more to do there?
There is, and as we've said, any barrel, gun, cannon, rocket, missile, or suicide drone that is pointed at Israel is an imminent threat to the state of Israel, is a valid target, is the target we want to eliminate. We really are here for one simple reason, Josh, is to protect the citizens and civilians, the men and women of the state of Israel that live on the northern border, that have left their homes. The state of Israel has been terrorized by Hezbollah for 12 months now, and we've shown an enormous amount of patience. We've warned the Lebanese people, which we have no war with, but that they need to try to rid in Hezbollah directly, and the world, that of course, like any normal country, we can't allow our civilians to be forced out of their homes. And sadly, as you and I, many of your viewers know, Hezbollah is so cowardly that they hide beneath their own civilians, which is just truly despicable. So the world should be celebrating today that one last truly evil guy is gone, but at the same time be very concerned that Hezbollah is still alive and well and needs to be dealt with.
And that was going to be my next question here, because we know that after Nasrallah was believed to be dead after that strike, there were still dozens upon dozens of rockets that were fired at northern Israel. So my question, is there a chance that that does die down now that Hezbollah's leader is gone, or do you expect that it is kind of going to continue as is?
Well, Hezbollah is completely disoriented right now, and I would say their command and control structure has been eliminated, and therefore they've been dealt a major blow. It's a historical day, again, for Israel, having dealt them such a blow. But, they've been working for over 20 years, Josh, and investing every dollar that they've received, not towards their citizens, but to hiding missiles and rockets inside of homes. And it doesn't take more than 3 Hezbollah terrorists to go inside a home and, from a living room, pull back, the blinds and just shoot rockets at Israel. And so while the structure and command and control have been dealt a major blow, and it's certainly weakened their abilities, we're not counting your chickens before they hatch. There's still an ability there. There's over 50,000 Hezbollah terrorists that have been trained. There's over 150,000 weapons that they have. And even if we've eliminated major percentages, they're still there. And so, like I said, the hard days are ahead of us, but we're committed because we're here really just to protect the citizens of Israel. No one woke up in Israel the day before Hezbollah attacked us and said, let's go fight Hezbollah. It was never in the cards. We didn't want it. We just want to live here peacefully, but we'll do what it takes so we can live here peacefully, Josh.
And Major Jerome, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here. Anything else that you want to add before
Thanks
I
for
let
watching.
you go?
I just want to add, and I appreciate this interview so much, that I really hope the world stands behind Israel. This is a historic moment for the state of Israel. We're being fought on 7 different fronts. by all enemies that are
This is the
connected to
Bravando
and built
channel.
and trained
Like,
by
share,
Iran.
subscribe.
And on a day like this, when one of the leaders of the proxy
I'm
skills,
out.
just another moment for the world, I think,
Thanks.
to realize that they're part of this fight.